What is going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio Cards and Comics here. Today for part 2 of yesterday's video. Yesterday, we talked about some of the biggest losers of the year. Today, we're going to talk about some of the biggest winners of the year. Now, once again, I'm not going to say that this is the definitive list of cards that went up the most. These are just 10 cards that went up a lot. And once again, we are going back 1 year to the end of December 2020. Through today. So this is capturing pricing data from prior to the February run-up when things went really, really crazy. That late January, early February, crazy town prices. We're going before that because I think it's interesting. Everyone knows that if you look from February until today, stuff's going to be way, way down in the most part. Even these cards, a lot of these cards would be down if you captured from February. But to me, the interesting part is looking at what these were doing before the insane rise and what they're doing after. Whether we could draw conclusions from this on anything, I don't really know. I just think it's fun to look at. So we're going to head into Market Movers, link in the description down below. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's go ahead and dive in. First up, Patrick Ewing, 86 Fleer PSA 10. Pop 153 on this bad boy. From the iconic 86 Fleer basketball set. Back in December of last year, this card was going for about $5K. As of today, this card is going for $8,000, a 60% increase. Now, the interesting thing here is that it actually took off just the last 3 months. You can see as early as September, it was selling for the exact same amount it was selling for back last December, but the last 3 sales have actually vaulted it up quite a bit. And I did look, there's none for sale right now on the market for at least on eBay for less than 10K, I think, like $9,900. So this card does seem to be slightly swinging up again based off the last couple sales of it. So Patrick Ewing, 86 Fleer, PSA 10, up 60% year over year. Next on the list, and to be honest, I could have picked a couple different Ohtani cards. I went with this one. There was also, I don't think I included it on this list, his Bowman Chrome Auto is up a ton of money. And I should also note that I went through these cards based off dollar value increase, not percentage increase. I was just curious of the ones that went up or down the most chunk of change. I did that for both lists. So this is the Ohtani 2018 Topps Chrome Sapphire. Once again, PSA 10. Back last December, this was a $380 card on December 21st. Multiple sales for under $600, under $400. Today, this card sells for $4,000. A $3,600 increase for 952%. Now, Ohtani obviously came out of, I don't want to say complete nowhere, but kind of out of the weeds to have the most insane baseball season the world has ever seen. This card in particular, Sapphire, gained a lot of steam this year in general as a set. And the one thing to note about 2018 Sapphire compared to, like, say, 2019 or even 2020, the population counts on these are much, much lower. PSA 10 pop on this is only 83, whereas a lot of the more newer sets like Tatis and Vlad, I believe, are double to triple the pop count on this in a PSA 10. So this card spiked up with the rise of Ohtani throughout the summer. You can see it kind of peaked here at around the 4th of July and has relatively been flat since. I mean, there's definitely been a few ups and downs, got down to $3K. Here's a $2,800 sale, but we see the last sale was right back up at $4,000. So once it got to $4,000, it has basically just sat there. This card has not really pulled back beyond the insane run up, but it's absolutely crazy that you could have bought one of these in December of last year for under $400, and now today it's around $4,000. So Ohtani, absolutely insane season, and his stuff went absolutely crazy. Little LeBron action. This is his 2003 Topps, but it's the first edition Topps. Much, much more rare. PSA 10 pop on this is only 112. Back in December last year, this card was going for a little over $10,000. December this year, going for a little over $14,000, a $3,900 increase for 37%. So, yesterday we saw LeBron's refractor was one of the ones that had dropped the lowest. This one has held pretty okay. Not the lowest percentage-wise. I think that the LeBron refractor was only down about 8 or 9%, if I remember correctly. This one, though, is actually up a decent amount, up 37%. Extremely low population count on these. Like I said, the first editions are very tough to find, and also very tough grades. Anytime you have the 4 white borders like this, also makes it really, really tricky for centering purposes alone. So this LeBron card actually had a pretty good year in the going up category compared to some of the ones that we looked at yesterday. Next on the list, a little soccer. And I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about soccer, but it went up a ton. This is Halan. I've obviously heard the name before. I don't really know much about him. This is his Topps Chrome. Bundesliga, PSA 10 pop, 126 on this. This is from 2019. Last year at this time, you could have got this card for $3,000. Today, this card goes for $7K. A $4,000 increase for 131%. And I don't believe this is the last soccer card on this list, if my memory is correct. And once again, this is another card that did not see a big January, February run up. It got its run up in the summer, did dip back down again, but has held at a new floor. We see this a lot. You know, take the player, take the sport, take everything out of it. The card runs up, peaks, pulls back, and then levels out at a new floor. We see this a ton across both sports cards and comic books. See this a lot on the comic book side of things. Next up, Ovechkin. This was a lot of people's guesses. This card has had a really good year. This is his 2005 Upper Deck Young Guns, PSA 10, pop 960 on this one. You can see this really took off the last couple months, so we'll see if this holds. I kind of expect it to, just given the lower pop nature of this and the fact that he is getting ready to pass some pretty heavy hitters on some all-time lists. 1 year ago, this card was going for around $3,000. Today, it goes for $7,800. So almost a $5K increase, 160% increase. So if you were big in the hockey last December, you are feeling pretty good about things right now. And once again, you can see this card got a little run up in February. It did pull back a little bit, but then has really taken off the last 2 to 3 months. Soccer again. Once again, I know who Mbappé is. That's about it. This is actually a 2016 Panini foot sticker. PSA 10, pop 189 on this one. 1 year ago today, $4,500. Currently, $10K. As of the last sale. The last sale was a little old on this, October. So one of these has not sold for a while. So this, take that for what it's worth, but even based off the last sale, a $5,400 increase, up 120% on the Mbappé sticker. So that's 2 soccer cards, a hockey card, an NBA retired legend in Patrick Ewing, and a LeBron card so far is the rundown. Next up, Steph Curry. Not surprised. This is his Topps base. PSA 10, pop 360-ish on this one. 1 year ago, this card was going for $5,300. Today, $1,350. 150% increase, an $8,000 increase on Curry. Not surprising. And once again, this was another one, a little kind of the opposite of some of the soccer guys. This did peak in February. This went way up. Actually, in February, this is still down from its February heights. If you bought this in February, this was an 18K card. It is currently at 13K. So you're still down $5,000, even as hot as Curry has been. But as long as you didn't buy it during, this section right here, you're doing pretty okay. Obviously Curry, one of the all-time best NBA players, 3-point records, the whole 9 yards, multiple NBA championships, MVPs, the whole, he has it all. Super popular. And then he has obviously had a major run up in the last couple months as well, as he's played out of his mind to start this NBA season. We'll see how long that goes. But his stuff is all majorly up, 153% increase on his. So that's the second, in the NBA, the second current NBA player, him and LeBron, that make this list. Next up, another soccer card. So that's 3 soccer cards on this list. A Lionel Messi 2004 Mega Cracks, pop 52 on this. So these clearly do not sell very often. Once again, last sale on this one dates back to September, but I don't really think the Messi market has crashed since September, but do keep that in mind. Last year, this was selling for $9,200. Today, last sale, $18K for a 92% increase, or $8,600. So soccer is dominating this list at this point. Well, I guess it's 3 and 3. There's 3 NBA guys and 3 soccer guys on here. Next up, not surprising at all, in spoilers, we're going to see this again. 2000 Bowman Tom Brady, PSA 10. Last December, this card was going for $4,000. This December, $13,000. Pop 460 on this, by the way. Obviously had the major run up to the Super Bowl and then has basically held. Yeah, it did dip down a little bit, and there were a couple sales here that if you bought, you are a little underwater on it. You see there's a couple 15, 16K sales here, and it's currently at 13K now. So there are some people that are actually under on Tom Brady cards, but most sales are under the current value. If I drew a line straight across here, it looks like there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sales this year out of the 77 that happened. Aren't feeling too, I'm sure they're still feeling pretty okay, but they're not feeling, they don't have the green in their chart, they have the red. But regardless, Brady Bowman Chrome up a ton. It's a 229% increase, a 9K increase just from last December. He's been the one guy that has basically been immune to the football market pullback. And the sister card, 2000 Bowman Chrome, PSA 10, Pop 1140 on this one. Basically, same story. Last year, this was going for $8,100. This year, it currently sits at just under 19K. That is 133% increase, or almost $11,000. 10.8K. This is up. Once again, not surprised at all that Brady is the top 2 cards on this list. I was a little surprised that soccer was 3 out of the 10. And this was much more current players, not retired guys. Like I said, I am sure there are some vintage cards that have probably trumped this. I'm sure there's, and I'm not factoring in, Jordan exquisites, LeBron exquisites, that sort of stuff. So that's the list. It's not perfect. Like I said, this is not the definitive list of cards that went up the most, but these are 10 very interesting cards that had a very good year. And we see a nice mix of all the sports in there. There's hockey in there. There's soccer in there. Basketball, baseball with Ohtani. So everyone gets a little bit of piece of the pie. We had a legend with Ewing. I think Ewing was actually the only retired player. Yeah, that's interesting. So that's all I have for you guys and girls. Like, comment, subscribe. We will catch you tomorrow. Saturday, we'll be doing a Marvel box break. Marvel Series 3. Not sure of the time yet. I'm debating if I'm going to do it live or just do pre-recorded. We shall see. But that'll be up tomorrow. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.